to order. The Assembly will continue the World Social Summit under the title The Second World Summit for Social Development under sub-item B of Agenda Item 25, entitled Social Development, including questions relating to the world social situation and to youth, aging, persons with disabilities and the family. Delegations are advised that the next speakers on the list of speakers are Nicaragua, Cameroon, Costa Rica, Uganda and Mongolia. If speakers are not present when it is their turn to speak, the Assembly will proceed to hear statements from speakers next on the list, also as a sign of respect to delegations that were present in the hall when it was their turn to speak. As you know, the Assembly is expected to hear all speakers on the list by tomorrow, Thursday, 6 November at 5:30 p.m. Before giving the floor to the first speaker on the list of the speakers, delegations are reminded that statements are limited to 5 minutes. I would like to appeal to speakers to deliver their statements at a reasonable pace so that the interpretation into the other official languages may be provided properly. Floor to Her Excellency Sama Hamad, Minister of Social Development of the State of Palestine.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to address the State of Palestine speech in the Social Development Summit here in Doha. I would like to begin by expressing our sincere appreciation to the State of Qatar, hospitality and unwavering commitment to advancing human development and social inclusion. Allow me first to share with you a scene that would explain what happened in my country. The aroma of slow-cooked lamb, fresh herbs, and warm bread once filled every corner of the Palestinian homes. Large trays of traditional dishes made from the land's production would steam atop of the dining table, calling everyone from the family member to gather before the food cooled. This is the shared rhythm of the Palestinian life across cities, villages, and refugee camps in Gaza and beyond. Symbol of unity, culture, dignity, and history. But now, the table is gone. There is no meal, no smell, no family. The mother who once prepared the feast lies beneath the rubble of her destroyed home. Her children are no longer at the table, some missing, some buried beside her, some left limbless and immobile without a wheelchair or care. This is Gaza today. The loss of the family is not just a personal tragedy. It is the unraveling of Gaza's social fabric. The destruction of homes has erased not only shelter, but safety and memory. Left countless children orphaned and emotionally scared. Education has been devastated. Schools and universities lie in ruins, hospitals and medical facilities. The breakdown of social protection has abandoned the most vulnerable, widows, orphans, elderly, persons with disabilities, with no safety net. Economic production has been obliterated. Small businesses and farms destroyed. Markets silenced. Public infrastructure, electricity, water, sanitation, telecommunications has collapsed. This moment demands an urgent, coordinated international response, one that goes beyond temporary relief toward justice-based recovery. The international community must act to reconstruct the social fabric and create a shock-responsive social system. Reconstructing Gaza and the West Bank must mean restoring humanity, ensuring access to food, education, healthcare, and livelihoods. Sustainable peace begins with social justice and dignity for all Palestinians. Alongside this, the Palestinian government has created the Gaza Recovery and Reconstruction Plans, guides the transition from crisis to reconstruction. It connects urgent relief with long-term rebuilding, turning emergency aid into sustainable recovery and recovery into lasting social development. Thank you.
I thank the Minister of Social Development of the State of Palestine.